How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Brad, the DCUGeek, for those of you who may not know. And today, we are making a video that is probably about a year in the making. Today's the day that they get the crowbar. I look like a cone head. Consume mass quantities.
So yeah, all these bad boys, as you can see, they've got the artwork on the sides right there. Then you've got a solid color with the white motif for all of them. Flash, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern John Stewart, Supes. I've actually already reviewed Supes on this channel. The Martian Manhunter, the Batman, Arthur Curry, the Aquaman, and Hawk Girl. Currently, she has her wings clipped. You know, I think I'm gonna open all these in numerical order, which means that we start with Batman. Boom! This is why I've got the crowbar. For cutting the tape. Oh, that's loud. See this right here? Okay, put your fingers in your ears. It's loud. I've got this on ceramic. It's loud. I told you to put your fingers in your ears. Figure number one, artwork on the side right here. On the back, all the other figures in the wave. You know, you don't really need me to show you the rest of the packaging, do you? Probably not. Open the top. Whoops. Oh, crap. I was really going to try and be... Oh, no, there was tape on the side. Okay, for really real, I was going to try and not do that this time, but I wasn't planning on keeping these packages anyway, so... Might as well just finalize it. Okay. Here's the inside of the box. Does anyone actually care? I know I don't. Well, I'm the kind of bat that likes to hang around, scaring all the villains, all the penguins and the clowns. Okay, so here's Batman. Looks like Batman. A pretty good representation of how he appeared in the Justice League animated cartoon show. Head sculpt looks fantastic. Looks like it's supposed to. And overall, it's probably one of my favorite looking representations of that whole animated Timverse Batman. But the figure does seem a little bit cheap. Like, just trying to stand him up, I was moving his ankle a little bit, and the peg actually began to... You can see this right here? The foot's all wibbly. That's not because that's the articulation. Also, the belt on mine is, for some reason, kind of sloppy when it comes to how it's been sculpted and painted, at least in the front. But overall, I think that this is a pretty darn good Batman figure. Just don't expect him to be anything more than a shelf decoration. Like, taking him out and posing him might be just a little bit hairy, based on the fact that this figure really does... For one, he's top heavy, so standing him up is a bit of a pain in the keister. But also, I feel like this, and probably all the rest of the figures in this series, harken back to the quality that we used to get with old school DC Direct, and they just used to break and fall apart when you touched them the wrong way. So moving on to figure number 2, we have the Martian Manhunter. John Jones is making an appearance, and I'm glad he's not gone invisible and intangible, because then this review would suck, because you just have an empty box. But here he is right here. Thanks, John. Thanks for participating. Front, side, back. Here's John, and ooh, John is really nicely done. Perhaps his green could have been just a little bit more greeny green, but I'm okay with this more pale green as well. I love the fact that he's actually been casted in this green too, which means it's not going to scrape off when he inevitably falls off my shelf. Face sculpt for John looks good, looks cartoon accurate, gives you that John Jones feeling. And the paint taps on this guy, I mean, there really isn't that much to speak of. Obviously, you got to get his shorts, and you got his little harness that goes across his chest there. You got to paint the little yellow round decals on his cloak here, but there isn't that much to speak of, and they're done quite nicely. His cape is a really nice, soft, supple rubber. I really like it. Because going with a cloth fabric goods cape, let's face it, on these animated figures would have been the wrong choice. Naturally, he's taller and more bulkier than the Batman, as is accurate to the cartoon show, so scale-wise, they look fantastic with each other. And also, with a Coca-Cola can. I told you I was going to use a Coca-Cola can for scale. Your turn, John Stewart. Green, white, window, side, top, bottom, back, crowbar, hack. Ooh, yeah. That one got totaled. Here's Johnny. This one's alright. He definitely seems like a bit of a minimal effort figure. Like, they really didn't have to do much to make this guy come to life. I will give them kudos to the fact that they did sculpt the lines across the torso of his suit here, and they did sculpt around the circle, so it's not like they just used a naked buck. They clearly didn't just do that. So I can't really fault them, because not much needed to be done to make this figure happen. However, he also does seem kind of like he was a bit of a minimal effort figure in the regards of whoever handled him at the shop did a kind of a sloppy job painting the emblem on his chest. And it's also more sloppiness up here on his forearm. And even though the face in general actually does bear a good likeness for John's Green Lantern, he also, I mean, I can see what they're doing stylistically. I get it. I like it. It looks good as far as the style goes. I just feel like something has gone wrong. Maybe with the molding of the plastic. It kind of looks like your Mezco 1/12 Collective knockoff sort of quality. Part of me goes, oh, it's okay. The figure looks good. And he does. But the other part of me goes, you know, for a figure that, really? Moving on. I suppose I should stand you up. I guess what I'm trying to say is the figure looks pretty good. The face looks all right. The figure looks wonderful. Let's move on to the next one. Hawk Girl. And do we really need to go through the packaging? No, we don't. Alakazam. Alakazakajing. Get this winged beauty out of her packaging. Poof. I said poof. Poof. Fine then. We'll do this the hard way. Oh God. And here is, no wait, here is, damn it, here is what you get. Ooh, she's wearing a bag on her hair, just like the old ladies on the city bus when I was a kid. And her hair's all greasy and oily. You need to take a shower. Let's pop them wings in. Okay, I must confess, I may or may not have injured myself in the past, like 2.5 months ago, in my shoulder and in my arm, and it hasn't healed yet. It's still, I have like no strength in this arm. Like if I was gonna have an arm wrestling fight with my 7-year-old son, he'd probably win.
I've given these to my wife on account of me being too weak in the arm to put these on, and even she can't do it. Usually I'm the one that opens up the pickle jars in this household. You can do it.
They don't seem to want to go in there. Nope. A child is supposed to do this? Holy crap. You look like you're gonna have a poo.
It won't go in.
No, I told you. A child is supposed to do this?
Yes.
No way.
What we do is we boil water.
Oh, okay,
You
boil and
shouldn't have to
pop.
boil water to get the wing
No.
in Hawk Girl's back. Did anybody else have to boil water to get the Hawk Girl's wings on? This is not right.
No.
Okay, so here I've got everything laid out. I got Hawk Girl, I got both of her wings, and you're gonna need a cup. Mine's a My Little Pony cup. You boil the water, stick it in the cup, pop the wings in, because the plastic will be softened. I just burped and the picture's blurry. Okay, you ready? Okay, hold on. You gotta, on the count of 3, go. Oh my God. Stop it. I'm really trying. Mug, figure, in the water. And then you take the figure out. Hawk Girl's back should be nice and soft. You just take the wings, pop them in there. Boop, easy peasy, just like that. No more struggling, lemon squeezy, no more popping veins in my forehead. In, out, in, out, in.
And here she is. This figure looks great, but it's also a bit of a disaster. And I say that because, for one leg is actually longer than the other. Don't believe me? Well, look at the kneecaps. This kneecap is definitely lower than the other one. Look at the boots. This boot is definitely lower than the other one. However, both legs are placed up in the groin, nice and firmly. So I can only come to the conclusion that one leg is longer than the other. And the wings keep falling off now. Oh, frig. Nobody will ever know the difference if we just get her to have a wide stance. If we get her to stand up. Stand up! There we go. No! You know what? Forget standing her up. Here's a picture of what she looks like when she is standing up. Looks pretty good for what she is. A fantastic looking figure, not very practical on the anything else side of things. Does have a nice face sculpt though. I do like the face and the hair and the eyes and everything looks nice and neat and tidy there. I just feel like when it comes to the wings, you know, you had to heat the back up to even get the wings in the first place, and then now that we had to heat the wings up to get them in there in the first place, now the back holes are probably a little bit too loose, and the legs on this one are kind of wibbly, which actually, the Green Lantern's legs are wibbly too. I don't know. It's, you know what? I would never buy her by herself. Oh look, she's standing. Frag! Figure 5, Wonder Woman. There goes the packaging. And here's Wonder Woman, definitely more better than Hawk Girl. And that's not really more better is not really a way to say anything. This review is not going anywhere as close to planned. And it was intended to be a simple review. Okay, just stand. Geez, girl. She's kind of top heavy in the head in the department. I like her. I think she's a really cool 7-inch scale representation of the character from the Justice League cartoon. I think that with the face sculpt, they definitely pretty much nailed it bang on. The paint apps on mine could be a little bit tidier, but not really going to complain here. As far as the sculpting detail, looks pretty good. Her bodice is a little bit thick. Kind of looks like it's been made out of Play-Doh, not gonna lie, but it doesn't look bad. It just looks really thick. Her hair is really big and hard, so, you know, getting any kind of movement, just so you know, out of her head's gonna be a little bit weird because, you know, on account of that big, huge blob of hair in the back. But I definitely think that she is a pretty fantastic rendition of the character, all things considered, and definitely one of the ones so far that I'm the most impressed with. Articulation, you got it here, and you got the thing, and then you got the here, and you got the there, and you got really, no one cares! Stick her here, alongside John. And next, it is the Aquaman. This is one that I'm actually really excited about. Yeah, me diggy. I like this Aquaman. This is, you know what? He's right up there with the Martian Manhunter for favorite figures in this whole series. He's clean, he's crisp, he's got nipples, paint apps look nice and clean on this guy. He comes with a hook, he's got a necklace, he's got a nice beaver pelt of hair on the back here that's nice and soft, and honestly, really doesn't get in the way of the articulation of his head that much, which is kind of cool, although I'd want to be careful if I were you of his little necklace here. The string is incredibly thin, and I would really not want to see you guys or me or anybody get it caught in something and then break it. Overall, a fantastic looking figure though. This was a solid attempt at bringing this character to life in action figure form. The paint deco, the sculpt, everything. I'm definitely very, very impressed with this one. And although he may be at least, maybe even more wider than the Martian Manhunter, he's shorter. I really feel like they're paying attention to scale in this line pretty well. We're gonna have a closer look at that though by the end of the video. Also, here's a pop can. Let's put him back here, like that. And open up figure number 7. That's the Flash. This is one that I'm really actually very excited about. You can never have yourself enough Flash figures. Front, top, side, back, other side, bottom, diagonally, other diagonally, other diagonally. Let's open it. Okay, now because Flash has the earwings, you always have to be super careful with the Flash, otherwise they break off, and then Flash is pretty much useless, and you gotta try and glue them back on again, and it never looks right. There we go. And I didn't break off the earwings. Yeah. And this is one cool figure. Yeah, I like this. The sculpted on lightning bolt and the lightning bolts around his wrists and his mid area there. That's really, you know, that's right on, man. Sorry, I got lost in my words there. The red's very red and the yellow's very yellow. I like it, and look at the cheeky look he has on his face. And the earwings, though delicate and perhaps even painted a little bit sloppy, I really think that they're one of the things that adds to the overall visual appeal of this figure. And as mentioned before, you've really got to appreciate that with this line of figures, they're paying attention to the scale, because the Flash, I mean, well, let's just stick him next to the Aquaman. This is the right scale. I like this. And of course, even though we've already reviewed him on the channel, we have to open up Superman as well. Nor do we. We already have one that's open. So I'm going to keep this one mint in the box. Yoink. Here's the Superman. As I've already stated, I reviewed this probably about a year ago. Feel free to go watch that video if you'd like to see an actual full review. Not like what you're seeing here, which is really just touching on the figures. But yeah, I think he's definitely a cool figure. Probably one of my favorite of the entire series. I think that he does a fantastic job of capturing the likeness of Kal-El in the Justice League cartoon show. And like with the rest of them, the scale for these figures, including Superman, is really something cool. I mean, check this shot out right here. For a company that is renowned for not always paying attention to the scale issue, either by making all of their figures exactly the same size and scale, or just throwing it all out the window and making some figures way too big and making others way too small, they did a really good job of actually trying to pay attention to which characters were bigger and bulkier, and or taller or shorter or more petite. Oh, and here's a pop can. Now, are these figures great figures? No. They're not. They're not great figures because I feel like they're all going to fall apart if I fiddle with them too much. I feel like their joints are going to break, their ankles are going to come off, and their groins, their legs, their articulation points, all are going to get incredibly loose and wibbly if I fiddle with them for more than 5 seconds. But it all depends on exactly what you want these for. I bought these to be shelf decorations, to look cool on a shelf, so that when I come downstairs to my toy room, I'm like, ooh, there they are, yeah, that's pretty good. But hey, to each their own. If you want to take your chances and buy these for action figure photography, I suppose you could try that, but I personally would not recommend it. And if you do, you just really be careful with them. Like they're made out of porcelain and really old dynamite that might explode at any second if you handle it too hard. Anyway guys, that's my review and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know that I enjoyed making it. Sorry it was a bit of a mess, but that's just the way things are today, and I will see you in the next one. Have a fantastic, super awesome DC day. Bye for now.